Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hearthstone. Let's continue our arena run and hopefully get more than one victory. Ideally 12, potentially 2, maybe 3, and realistically. I don't have a ton of things to talk about. More anecdotal things. Yeah, that's how you pronounce that word. Um, like Funcom. Wait, is it called Funcom? Yeah, I guess it is called Funcom. The creators of Conan Exiles, which I'm still watching somebody else on YouTube play it, and it seems still very much like Rust. Maybe it has more features than Rust now. Uh, the thing I've seen lately is that you can probably build slightly more things than Rust in the game. You can get uh, better and more equipment, I think, than you can in Rust. And I think at a certain level in Rust too, you're making regular guns, and it seems a little odd. Um, and it had some airdrop system. Again, I don't know Arc at all, so I don't know how that works or how much Conan Age of Exiles is it. But Conan does have the ability to kidnap people and brainwash them to work for you, and then you get these NPC characters. And the person I'm watching on YouTube he's effectively building a very big, like marketplace to work from, a castle. It stops being just a place where you live, and it's more now kind of the equivalent of Whiterun in in Skyrim, where there's a blacksmith, there's maybe a shopkeeper, there's archers, there's warriors. It seems like as you move forward, the game is going to let you populate your building with a whole group of slaves slash followers, and that's a very interesting concept. Now, actually, for the person, he's not really getting away from his house very much. He's doing almost complete focus on building his buildings. He'll wander enough to get stone and wood and iron to build his buildings, but that's kind of all he's doing. Because it seems, from what I heard, that the game gets more difficult the more north of the map you go, and so he's not really going further north to stronger characters. But he also kind of started very very weak. So it's just the most latest video that he started to have the equipment and the weapons where it seems like, yeah, he can one hit kill the things around him. It's probably time for him to start going up north. And see, if going north was what it took really for him to get iron, I kind of wonder if that isn't exactly how it's going to be the next time too. Is that as he goes further north, he'll run into another he'll run into another set of things above iron. Although I don't know. I mean, unless he can figure out steel, or they have a bunch of fictional minerals. Like iron kind of is it. Alright. This, and am I ready for this? No, I don't think I am. Like next turn, I'm gonna I'm gonna win probably. But I was talking about me watching Age of Conan. Funcom accidentally uploaded a de novo free version of Conan Exiles onto Steam, and the pirates quickly got a hold of it, and now it's free everywhere. De novo is the anti-tamper software, which has been in the news quite a bit lately, and this is definitely another blow, although not particularly for de novo. This one isn't really de novo's fault. This one goes clearly to just the, let's see. This guy will die if I destroy this guy, so I am gonna go ahead and kill this one. Like, this time it's not really their fault, but I wouldn't be surprised if it somehow hurt de novo anyways. But that's quite the mistake to make, forgetting to put in the tamper software. We haven't seen that one before. The PlayStation 4 has introduced a boost mode in beta, and they're trying it on some games, and it's working, and they're trying it on some games and it's not working. Or it's not really doing much. Basically, the boost mode is just taking advantage of the PlayStation 4 Pro's better graphics card and processor, and just seeing if the game runs better. Very few games should be running at a specific clock speed, and so a faster processor probably isn't gonna affect the games in very extreme ways as far as negative ways. But all that's really going to do is improve the performance of the frame rate and loading times. It's not going to improve anything else, which I guess is fine. Let's see. This one. And this one.
For the king! For honor.
And keep this going. Also on PS4 update, we have external hard drive support up to 8 terabytes, which is kind of low. I mean, you can't really buy an 8 terabyte hard drive right now, and so maybe that's what they're saying, but it seems like that's kind of a low standard. You can now add custom wallpapers when you take a picture, and they've added 3D Blu-ray support for PlayStation VR. I suspect that your mileage will vary definitely as far as watching a 3D Blu-ray on PSVR, but at the very least it's an interesting concept. It would, if the PlayStation VR was really cheap and there's just a lot of them used I could get, and then I could get a PlayStation 4 and use it as a 3D Blu-ray player, maybe, depending on if I had any 3D Blu-rays I really wanted to watch, which I kind of don't because 3D is dead now, and yeah, so the whole idea eventually falls apart because there's literally no movies in 3D Blu-ray I'd want to watch. So, and in the long run, I suppose that means all those 3D movies that came out probably suffered because people focused on that gimmick. And isn't that always the case? Like, when the Wiimote came out with the Wii, video games suffered because people making gimmicky games to use the Wiimote instead of just making good games. There's a few people that did some great things with it, but then 90% of it was just shovelware and tech demos. And I think that's the same. And yet, I will, in the same breath, as far as the movie industry and the TV industry, I will argue that maybe HDR actually isn't a gimmick, and so it will support and help. And maybe 4K and 8K, they're not really gimmicks. They are true number improvements, but I'll have to eventually decide whether I believe they're worth it or not whenever one of my TVs goes out and I have to think about buying a new one. But probably by the time I buy a new TV, it will have HDR and either 4K or 8K support. 2K, on the other hand, is kind of unrealistic that you would buy a 2K TV. Moving on, though, the ability to post status updates onto your PlayStation feed. I didn't even know you had a PlayStation feed on PlayStation Plus, but apparently you do, so you can do status updates now when you're playing, which, for whatever that's worth. Let's see, what should I do here? 1 damage? Yes.
This isn't Moonglade.
There we go. Last Guardian has gotten a permanent $20 price cut rather quickly. Not really surprising though. The one thing that I suppose would turn out to be an interesting turn of events is if Last Guardian came to PC and Shadow of the Colossus and such. If they really allowed for that, that would be kind of cool. And I probably would play The Last Guardian even though it's not really that good of a game, just for some historical context. But with the $20 price cut now, I imagine if it ever did come to PC and ran well, which is a big if, it would probably only cost me like $5 and it would be probably used from now. Nintendo news, Pokemon and the sale of a majority stake in the Seattle Mariners has kept the profits up. Best Nintendo profit. No, not best. Boosted. That's what that says. It boosted Nintendo's profit.
Don't mess with us.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna lose here. Animal Crossing Mobile has been delayed again. So they boosted their profit via Pokemon and selling stake in something. So they knew they were gonna boost their profit.
Well played.
And Fallout Shelter is coming to the Windows 10 store with Play Anywhere, which means that it will be playable exactly 2 places, Windows 10 store and Xbox. So I don't know why they call it Play Anywhere, because it's totally not the case. That's it for that arena run. Let's go ahead and purchase our arena thing again, so we have the right idea of how much gold we have. I'm trying to get up to 10,000. It would be nice if we hit that before the next expansion happens. It'd be nice if we were even up to something closer to 1,500, although I'm not sure I would want to do that. I think that's probably sitting on too much gold. Well, this is a gold one. So, this is rare.
Legendary.
Legendary. And I gotta love getting legendaries because it is highly unlikely I will turn the legendaries into dust. Not yet. Maybe in a year or less even, but still not yet to that point. I guess it was a legendary. If your deck has no duplicates, the next spell you cast costs 0. Okay. But when we go into crafting mode, we can still see there's a lot of things to get. And I could certainly craft one thing with my 400 dust, but I'm to the point where I just want to do classic pack and craft the legendaries. Because then anytime I open a classic pack and get another legendary, that is just pure dust. I guess, though, that doesn't really help anything, does it? It might be a smarter move to just start purchasing some of the other cards. That might be the better move. Let's see. What do we have available? Like Whisper of the Old Gods. If I really only have legendaries left on the Whisper of the Old Gods, then I mean on Classic. If I only have legendary Classic cards left to collect, which will always be playable, I still have a reason why I want to get them because they'll always be playable. But after that point, I should definitely do Whisper of the Old Gods. So it's still going to be a lot of times going on. We still need to get 3 victories with the Warrior and play 20 Beast. So we've got a decent amount of things. Let's hop in here. Do I want to play rank? I guess. Whatever. I'm stuttering. I don't know why. Yeah, it's a shame on Fallout Shelter, unless I'm wrong, unless I'm memorizing things wrong, that the Android and the iOS feature doesn't just connect to Bethesda.net and then synchronize to the Bethesda launcher or every other version. It seems like that's what you would want if you want to play Fallout Shelter. They have added a few things to make it a slightly better game, but it's still not really it still doesn't seem like something I want to play.
Let the hunt begin.
Yeah, I do want to play Fallout, but I'm not sure which one I want to play. Maybe just Fallout New Vegas at some point, and that's kind of probably going to be it. Maybe if Fallout 5 or something else happens, I would be okay with playing that, but
The legions I command.
but yeah, in general, I like the aesthetic and do want to play a Fallout game. I'm just not sure which one I want to play.
Is someone injured?
Or when I'd have time. But yeah, as far as Fallout Shelter and the play anywhere, it's not truly play anywhere. And I still kind of don't want to play Fallout Shelter. And then the last thing I have to talk about is pre-release coverage. And this isn't actually a topic about anything. This is a conversation about nothing. Is what I just said? Okay. What I mean by that is Horizon Zero Dawn is getting some pre-release coverage from some people. That means that they agreed to something or they paid something. They're having a tight coordination with the creators of the games. That they probably agreed to say certain only nice things or something like that.
Not quite what was planned.
And so already you know that they're invested in maintaining a good relationship with the creators of the game. Let's do this, and this, and this, and then in the turn. Now, do I want to get victories or do I want to play beasts? I think I want to play beasts, so I think I'll hold back. And I do want to get victory, but I don't need to move very fast with him. Deal damage equal to this minion's attack. Well, we'll just play this. So I don't know if I should cover pre-release coverage. But particularly, then I just have less things to talk about. But do I really have anything to talk about anyways about the pre-release coverage? I usually don't read entire articles. I read the headlines, I skim them over, I look at the pictures. A lot of the articles I see about video games are really short anyways. So there's a level of there not actually being any facts in the stories at all. Like, what do I know about Horizon Zero Dawn? I've heard that the animals act as animals sometimes do. Some act as pack animals. Some will come and attack you. Some will run away. You can hack animals and they will fight on your side. And that's all I've really heard. That's probably as much as I would have seen or known had I just watched the trailer. In a lot of ways, Horizon Zero Dawn is possibly just another attempt at a Far Cry Primal with a sci-fi twist. It might also be an attempt at an Assassin's Creed-like series that, I mean, I don't know if Ubisoft is doing Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't think they are. It's pretty hyped for very little that we've seen. So I don't know what to really say or how to cover anything there. Honestly, it's just kind of that game is coming out. People who work closely with the creators of the game and are just advertising it, basically, have said some nice things about it, which doesn't really mean anything, does it? So, yeah, I really don't want to cover pre-release coverage. I wish it wasn't a thing. Honestly, let's see. Should I? Let's do this and see what happens. It's kind of unlikely he'll be able to kill me. Here we go. And that's the end of the things I have to talk about. Oh, there was one more thing, I suppose. I got a inappropriate slash appropriate comment on Honey Pop. Honey Pop is a romance sex game, so somebody said something overtly sexual, and I was like, okay, success, YouTube success, thumbs up. I gave him a thumbs up, and I was like, gross, but okay, whatever. I mean, I've certainly done this to myself. If anything, it was my choice to cover those type of games, and as soon as I did, I knew people jokingly were going to do things and say things, and that's exactly what's happened. Which I don't have a problem with it, really. If it gets way too offensive, the people can flag it, or maybe I would even flag it. for an inappropriate comment. I'm way much more busy flagging spam comments just constantly. People are always like, check out my YouTube channel. I liked your video. Why don't you like mine? And it's like, or please like mine. It's not why don't you, it's please. And I'm like, that just doesn't. People who make YouTube videos don't have time to watch other people's random YouTube videos. I watch people that are better than me, not people that are worse than me. Wow, that sounds elitist, but it's the truth. It's like, I don't personally learn anything from watching a YouTube channel that's doing worse than me, and you have to kind of struggle to do worse than my channel, because let's face it, it's not jumping off the screen into people's eyeballs. I have 115 subscribers. I got a little bit of a boost there, which is nice, but yeah, if what do I learn if I go watch somebody's YouTube channel that has 5 videos and 1 subscriber? Like, unless if that person really is gonna somehow make their channel amazing and great, other people will catch on. Normal consumers will catch on, and then they will start subbing and watching, and then he'll be one of the artists on the rise things. That's the only people that have actually caught my attention, is the new YouTube artist on the rise setup, where if you have over 1,000 subs and you're on the rise by their algorithm, you show up in the trending tab, and that's something interesting to watch. But until you've made it that big, as a YouTuber myself, it doesn't help. And the idea of doing a tit for tat, when I know you've signed up with some service, or your channel is completely fake and just a robot, because it's saying the exact same phrase with the exact same wording every time, and you're begging me to give you one more view, like that really matters. One view isn't going to do enough to help with anything. So I don't even know why they're spamming. The spamming isn't an effective thing. It's a big difference from sending spam to get somebody infected with a virus, or scam them, where you could actually get some money out of it. But spamming YouTube to get one view is just a waste of your time. You're paying probably more in the power to have the computer spam. But oddly, this will be our last game, and then I guess we're gonna have an interesting recording after this, because I've got nothing to talk about. I guess I can talk about what I've been watching on Netflix, and that's kind of it. Because, like, this seems to happen every time the weekend goes. Nothing happens on the weekends for video games. Nothing gets announced. It's Super Bowl weekend. The Super Bowl's happening right now, or should be maybe over by now. And so nothing new is getting there. And I managed to see a Nintendo Switch commercial was airing during the Super Bowl, which doesn't really mean anything. I was able to finally do some more work on my scheduling and stuff, so that I have a better idea of what I'm going to record, which is nice. But being able to schedule, I still need to schedule over 30 videos to air, and then I still need to record more and more videos. It's an infinite number of videos until I'm as far ahead as the YouTube will let me be. not getting anywhere with ranked play. So, we still need 3 games with Warrior. Next recording will be interesting. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.